After making some minor updates with a big impact, we are back in the bedroom with yet another DIY to make the storage in our room pretty but functional. Hi guys! Welcome back to our bedroom. We are finally back in here to make some changes and some updates and continue working on remaking over the space. In the past episode, I showed you guys that I'm painting it a fresh coat of a warm creamy white. I also made over our bed frame into a vintage inspired bed frame that I've been wanting to get, and then I also added some curtains to the wall just to dry your eye up, add some visual interest, and to add some more design elements. In today's episode, we're not actually going to be in the bedroom, but we are working on a furniture makeover that is going to be going in the bedroom to use as storage. My biggest dilemma about the dresser in the bedroom is that the wall that our dresser is going on is very small. It's only about 59 inches in width, which when you think about it, it does sound like it's pretty large, but most horizontal dressers are much wider than that. Now you can get dressers that are vertical, which meaning they sit a little bit higher and taller, but that was not the look I was going for. I really was hoping to get a vertical dresser. So it kind of put me in this dilemma where I had to find something that fit the space, but also fit my style. So that took quite a few months just researching, looking up, and just trying to see what's out there. But I also had to consider quality, spacing, you know, all of those things that were going through my mind trying to find this perfect piece. And I came across this piece from Pottery Barn. It's a very gorgeous vintage inspired dresser that's actually from the kids section, if you won't believe it. It's beautiful. It's black. It has a lot of molding and trim detail that I'm so in love with. It has the gold drawer pull handles, and the length was actually around 50 or so inches, which was perfect for the space. However, the price was not perfect. It is currently going for $1,600, and I thought about getting this for a very, very long time. I spent months thinking about it, just trying to justify the purchase. I think a dresser is a great investment piece and something that you will probably keep for years to come if you get something that you think will evolve and grow with your style. However, this piece again is small and very specific to this space, so I felt like if we were to move anywhere else, then the dresser that we would likely get would be much larger to accommodate a larger space that we were going for. So I just didn't think that the ends justified the means. So in my research, I came across a lot of dressers and a lot of ideas that came together, and doing an IKEA hack was one of them. I also thought about making my own dresser, which I don't think that I'm ready or prepared to do just yet. I think that I want to build up my woodworking skills just a little bit more before I do that. I had a trial run with nightstands that I was making for the bedroom, which didn't turn out so great. So that was kind of like my trial to know, okay, I need to do a little bit more research. I need to perfect some of my knowledge and my skills on this. So I kind of went away with doing my own dresser. So through that, I came across this IKEA dresser. If you can see, it has some of that vintage-ish old charm that I like. It has the rounded edges on the tops and the bottoms of the dresser. It has the turned legs, and it has a little bit more curvature and detail that is appealing. The one thing that I was having concerns about is the quality of the IKEA furniture. So this is not real wood, and so I'm hoping that that is okay and it'll work all right. Most of the IKEA furniture that I've had has been the real wood IKEA furniture, and those have held up perfectly fine. So we're going to see how this one works. So we're going to be making over this dresser, which I'm super excited. The amount of detail and additions or items I'm going to be adding to the dresser are not going to be very complicated. I think that the dresser itself has great bones, and it's pretty close to what the Pottery Barn one looks like. We just add some paint, change out the hardware, and I think it'll be good to go. Not all hacks or makeovers have to be very extravagant, and I had to tell myself this because I really thought that I wasn't doing enough, and I didn't think that you guys would enjoy it or it would be very entertaining. Just had to think, you know, like not everyone is in the mood or in the position to make some extravagant transformation or add a lot of detail, and some pieces don't even need that. I don't think that this dresser needs that. I think it just needs simple additions and touches that anyone and everyone can do. So I'm here to bring you that. So let's go ahead and get into this dresser makeover. This makeover started off with a trip to IKEA to go pick up the packages that we need to put this dresser together, and now we are putting the things together. As a tip, IKEA furniture comes with these instructions, and in them it has like a full inventory of all of the tools and screws and all of those things that you need to build the actual furniture that you're doing. And what I did is I separated them in piles right in the beginning so that I knew where everything was going to be, and I didn't have to like search the huge bag that they come in. And I think you should know just how long I've been faking it. These walls are caving in. I can use some saving. Hold me till I fall apart. Break me till I'm broken in. 'Cause I've been lost but never found. So high, nearly broken down. 6 feet underneath the frozen ground. But is it too late to save me now? Staring out my window, waiting for the sun to come back around. All these things that preaching we wanna believe, but we don't know how. Just say you won't let go. Cool guys, that took me a very long time to build, which I kind of expected. It's IKEA furniture, and I actually went ahead and sanded it this morning. So I did that, then I wiped it all down with a wet microfiber cloth, so it should all be good to go and ready. What I'm going to do is prime the dresser before I paint it. So with laminate furniture that has like this glossy top or MDF furniture, those types of things, you always want to use a primer because that glossiness kind of like puts a barrier between paint and it makes it hard to stick together. So if you don't use that primer, then your paint is more likely to chip off. This is the primer that I've seen all around. That's kind of like the best of the best primer. One of the things that I was trying to determine and do is see if I could get a primer that was tinted a little bit darker, because this is white and I am painting it black. So I went to the hardware store and they were not able to tint this primer for me. However, the Zinsser 123, it's a water-based primer. That one comes in either white or gray, but this one only came in white, at least in my store. I'm not sure if that's across the board. And then my store also said they couldn't tint it. So I researched some ways to mix paint and primer, and they said that it's okay to mix a little bit. You just have to be extra cautious because you don't want to mix too much. And one of the ways that you can mix paints is by mixing the same bases. So since this is an oil base, this is the exact moment where I messed up. You can clearly see on the paint can that this is a shellac based primer, not an oil based primer. And I have no idea why I insisted that it was oil based. I think that I heard that it was before and that just stuck with me. Because I thought it was oil based, I mixed this paint with an oil based paint. In doing so, I think I may have messed up the primer base that I was using. I painted on this customized primer that I made a concoction of, and I couldn't really see a difference. It just looked like white with black specks. You could clearly see that they did not mix well together and they didn't pair well together. And this should have been a first indication for me to stop. And where I saw that it actually was gray was when I sanded it down. You could see the sanding on the sandpaper was gray. However, it still looked white. So I continued to apply a second coat thinking that this would help, and it definitely did not. Ultimately, I had to just resand everything down and reapply the primer. So if you're in this predicament where you want to have a tinted primer, I would either recommend you use the shellac based primer and then use the water based primer that's tinted gray over it, or you could use this primer that I also picked up. It is a primer that is tinted black, and it is the Aqua Lock version. Although it is water based, it does say that it adheres to porous surfaces and glossy surfaces, which is what the IKEA furniture is. So I haven't tested this out myself, but I think with those claims, this will probably also be a good option. So please learn from my lesson. Don't go rogue in mixing paint, especially if you don't know what the base is. Yesterday, I spent the better part of the day sanding down the primer, and I let it dry completely for at least 24 hours. And now we are finally ready to paint. I'm using this, it's the Bear Cabinet Enamel Trim Door Paint, and I did it in a satin, and it is the limousine leather. So I've actually never used this color or this line of paint before. I typically use Sherwin-Williams, the Emerald line, but I wanted to try this out because I've heard good things about it, as well as like the color, and I just wanted to see how this held up. Go ahead and start painting. I taped off some additional areas I didn't want paint to get on.
You're so irreplaceable, and everybody knows I want you, but I've always been so invisible to you. But I'm just waiting on you to pull back the curtains, and I've been standing on the sideline waiting till the time's right to make you mine. 'Cause ever since the first time you opened up my world, I just can't.
So I have these paint triangles that you can use to prop items up while you're painting so that they don't get stuck to the surface that you are painting it on.
But I need you to wake me up. Imagination is chasing after innocent love.
Over this process, I began researching how to apply black paint without having brushstrokes shown, and I'll link down the videos that I watched. But overall, I saw that if you apply it with a brush, and particularly like a round brush, if you have smaller details, and then going over with the dry foam roller seems to have the best application. And you want to do this at very thin layers. You can also apply it with a spray gun, but I didn't have that, so this brush route seemed to work really well. Now I'm going to apply a top coat to extend the longevity of the paint and protect it from wear and tear. What I did is I mixed a tiny bit of the black paint with the polyacrylic so that when it dried on top, it didn't show any visible like white cast or anything like that.
I'm dreaming that you think of me, but if you're just too cool, I won't be.
I found these vintage inspired drop pool handles off of Wayfair, and they were in this bronzy color. So I'm just applying Rub and Buff in the color Gold Leaf to the outsides of them to make them a little bit more gold and match the style that I like. Once they're dry, I just spray them with a coat of a polyacrylic to seal in the Rub and Buff.
I just can't seem to close my eyes and sleep. I'm locked inside this daydream, don't need any saving.
So I think that the draw pools turned out really great, and this is essentially how they work. So you have the kind of swing pool, and they will either attach inside like this on either side, and then I've also seen some where this hooks around, and it hooks around to this side, which I have a dresser over there where the knobs function that way. I personally think that that's more secure, but I was just having trouble finding knobs that were the same distance center to center, so from hole to hole, the center of each hole 3 3/4 inches. How I found that out is I went on the IKEA website and I searched the drawer pulls that come with this dresser, and in the dimensions it tells you what the dimensions are from hole to hole, and I googled that. These ones I got from Wayfair, and I think that they look great. However, the hardware that came with it doesn't fit the drawer, so it's moving around a bit. It's not stable. I have to get some new screws, which is fine. The issue that I'm having is that this isn't stable enough to me. So I feel like even if I solve that problem, these will just come out like that. Do you see how easy that was? Like I don't know, I'm quite concerned about it. Until we actually have this tightened up in here, I won't really know. I don't have a good feeling about it, but as of right now, that this is all that I have. It's pretty difficult to find drill pulls that even were the same center to center, so I'm keeping them for now until I can find a replacement, or I'll just keep them for the reveal for you guys, but I won't recommend the actual drill pulls until I can find something that works. Otherwise, I think that these look amazing with it. The gold and the black looks so perfect together. I'm loving that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the rest of them on. Well, I'm going to get new screws and then put the rest of them on and see how that goes. If for any reason I do need to change these, you guys will be updated in the next bedroom progress video that I have, just so that you guys are aware. But for now, these will do.
You're so irreplaceable, and everybody knows so well.
You guys, this dresser has come out so well. The detail with the handles are so beautiful. This black looks so sleek and nice. Like I am just in love. I'm so happy with it. Like even though we lost a few inches by going with the IKEA dresser over the Pottery Barn one, overall like the style and the amount of money we saved by doing this just makes it look so beautiful, and I think that it will just go and pair so well with the room. I'm going to style it up here in the living room until we are ready to move it up in the actual bedroom, which will be very soon, but not right now. I also want to give it time to cure a little bit before we start banging it up a bit. So I'm going to let the top coat cure for a little bit longer. Usually it takes about 30 days for it to cure 100%, but I'm definitely not going to wait that long. I just want to wait a couple days just to give it some time before we start moving it around and stuff. So let's start styling it up here. One of the things that I was hoping to do was add that small trim detail like it has on the Pottery Barn dresser. It's a very thin, almost kind of looks like a half round. I cannot figure out what the name of that trim is to save my life. So if you guys or anybody out there knows what that is, please comment down below what the name of it is, because I don't have it at my local hardware store and I'm not able to Google it, try to find where to get it, because I don't know the name of it and I've searched and searched. So I think it might be like a single bead or a half round, but I haven't had any luck finding something that small. So please, if you guys know what the name of it is, comment down below and let me know. This is my all-time favorite battery operated faux taper candles that I got off Amazon. They are wax coated and look very realistic. We added a bunch of these in here for our Christmas decorations and for our fall decorations, and they have just been kicking it with us ever since. So I'm adding these in here, and we'll definitely put these in the bedroom. What is styling without adding a few books? At one of my previous trips to Target, I went and looked at the new spring collection and I had to pick up a few things. This vase being one of them. This color is just absolutely beautiful, and it's just a color that I have sprinkled throughout my house, especially in our bedroom with the curtains. This is just like a neutral or cool tone blue gray. So we have them in our curtains, we have it a little bit in the rug. This is just played out everywhere and I'm enjoying this color, so I just knew that I had to get it. So I think that would pair well with the black and the gold on this as well, with some florals in there. I think it would look so pretty in the springtime with like some cherry blossom or like some white baby's breath. It would also look beautiful during Christmas with some pine. I'm just thinking about all the ways I can style it and I just can't see a wrong move. So that's how you know it's a great piece to get. So I'm thinking of doing either this eucalyptus. I also have these really beautiful, just dramatic, extra long florals that we had in here for the spring and summer that I could put in here that would also look really good. This looks really great, really serene. I think I might need one more bundle and that will look great, but let's just go with these for the dramatization. These florals are actually from Amazon. I'll link them down below. They are such a great find. I have so many stems and I love that they're bendable and malleable and you can just kind of make them look like how you want them to. You guys enjoyed this makeover. Although it was small, I think it will make big difference and it will be a substantial amount of change that will bring to the room as far as functionality, style, and just some personality. So I'm glad that I was able to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. No matter if you're making a huge impact by adding all these things, you don't have to do that. You can simply change the paint, add different knobs, and your piece will be worth it as long as you love it. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so that you're notified the next time I post and for the next episode in the bedroom makeover series. Our next steps will be working on the storage solutions in our room. So of course we're going to be removing the old dresser that's in there and replacing it with this one, but then we're also going to be making over and completely redoing the second closet in the bedroom. So almost 2 years ago we made over my closet in the bedroom. Now we're going to be making over the second closet similarly, but making it more streamlined so that it's not as customizable to me. This way we can kind of leave it when we move out, and then we'll also be adding a little bit more touches to my closet because I've started to outgrow it. I've lived with it a while to see what does and what doesn't work for me. So that will be the next episode, and then I think we'll have one more episode where we'll be adding just some decor in there, you know, picture frames, mirrors, candles, just everything that just brings so much personality and joy. I'm happy where I'm at, guys. Thank you so much for staying with me and just continuing on this journey. I know it has been what seems like long and drawn out, but I feel like that is how decorating and styling goes. It takes time, it takes thought, it takes research, it takes effort, and I appreciate you guys being patient and coming along with me. So hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in my next episode. Bye. I'm just gonna enjoy this for a few days since it's temporary. It's not staying here, but I pretty much stole decor from my house that I'm going to have to decorate, or I'm going to have to replace, but I'm loving the way it looks. This looks so good. So we'll restyle it when we are in the bedroom, but loving it, going to enjoy it.